China's stapled visas. Why in news? Recently, India withdrew its 8-athlete Wushu martial arts athletes contingent from the Summer World University Games in Chengdu, China. The move came in response to China's issuance of stapled visas to 3 athletes from the Indian team, all of whom were from Arunachal Pradesh. The practice of issuing stapled visas started around 2005, and China has consistently issued such visas to residents of Arunachal Pradesh and Jammu and Kashmir. What are stapled visas? A stapled visa is an unstamped piece of paper attached to a passport with staples or a pin. Unlike regular visas that are affixed and stamped directly on the passport, stapled visas are detachable. The issuance of stapled visas is part of China's ongoing territorial disputes with India over Arunachal Pradesh. The stapled visas are considered valid by China, but India refuses to accept them as legitimate travel documents. Note: passports and visas enable authorized, secure international travel, reflecting nation-state sovereignty and control over borders. Passports signify identity and citizenship, while visas grant entry permissions to specific destinations. A passport is issued by the birth country or current country of residence. A visa is issued by an embassy consulate representing a foreign country. Why China issued stapled visas? Dispute over sovereignty. China disputes India's sovereignty over Arunachal Pradesh and challenges the legitimacy of the McMahon line, the boundary between Tibet and British India, agreed upon in the Simla Convention of 1914. The disagreement over the line of actual control, LAC, lies at the heart of Chinese claims on the disputed territory and leads to repeated transgressions into Indian territory. Unilateral claim to Indian territory. China claims approximately 90,000 sq km of Arunachal Pradesh as part of its territory, referring to it as Zhangdan or South Tibet in Chinese maps. It issues lists of Chinese names for places in Arunachal Pradesh and periodically underlines its unilateral claim to Indian territory, undermining India's sovereignty. Issuing stapled visas to Indian nationals from Arunachal Pradesh and Jammu and Kashmir is part of China's efforts to undermine India's sovereignty over these regions. China's actions are seen as attempts to challenge India's control and authority over parts of its own territory. What are the impacts and concerns regarding stapled visas? Stapled visas create confusion and uncertainty for travelers, as their validity and acceptance vary. India consistently rejects the validity of stapled visas and protests against their issuance. These actions by China contribute to diplomatic tensions between the two nations and complicate bilateral relations. UPSC Civil Services Examination, Previous Year Questions, PYQs. Plastic Overshoot Day. Why in news? Recently, the Earth witnessed Plastic Overshoot Day on 28 July 2023. This marks the point in the year when the amount of plastic waste generated exceeds the global waste management capacity. The Plastic Overshoot Day report by Swiss-based research consultancy Earth Action (EA) sheds light on the alarming issue of plastic pollution and its implications on the environment. What are the major findings of the report? About Plastic Overshoot Day is determined based on a country's Mismanaged Waste Index, MWI. The gap in waste management capacity and plastic consumption is called MWI. Plastic pollution crisis. The report highlights that an additional 68,642,999 tons of plastic waste will enter nature in 2023, indicating a severe plastic pollution crisis. The report identifies 12 countries responsible for 52% of the world's mismanaged plastic waste. India is among them, alongside China, Brazil, Indonesia, Thailand, Russia, Mexico, the United States, Saudi Arabia, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Iran, and Kazakhstan. The three countries with the highest mismanaged waste percentages: Mozambique, 99.8%, Nigeria, 99.44%, and Kenya, 98.9%, belong to Africa. India ranks fourth in the MWI, with 98.55% of generated waste. Short life plastics, including plastic packaging and single use plastics, make up approximately 37% of the total plastic used annually. These categories pose a higher risk of leakage into the environment. India's Plastic Overshoot. Plastic Overshoot Day for India occurred on 6 January 2023, when the country's plastic waste generation outweighed its waste management capacity. India's per person consumption is 5.3 kilograms, significantly lower than the global average of 20.9 kilograms. What is a major significance of plastic? Food preservation. Plastics are widely used in food packaging, which helps extend the shelf life of perishable goods, reducing food waste and enabling efficient transportation of goods. Medical applications. Plastics play a crucial role in modern medicine. They are used in medical devices, such as syringes, catheters, and artificial joints, which improve patient care and quality of life. Safety in transportation. Plastics are used in automotive applications to make vehicles lighter, which can lead to improved fuel efficiency and reduced emissions, contributing to a greener environment. Insulation. Plastic materials are excellent insulators for electrical and thermal purposes. They help improve energy efficiency in buildings and electronic devices. Water conservation. Certain types of plastics, like those used in pipes and irrigation systems, help conserve water by reducing leakages and improving water distribution efficiency. What are the issues associated with plastic waste in India? Poor waste management infrastructure. One of the major problems is the inadequate waste management infrastructure in India. The majority of municipal authorities lack proper facilities for segregation, collection, transportation, and recycling of plastic waste. As a result, a significant portion of plastic waste ends up in landfills, open dump sites, or even littered in the environment, leading to severe pollution. According to the Center for Science and Environment's report, India recycles 12.3% of its plastic waste and incinerates 20%. Single-use plastic products. The widespread use of single-use plastic products, such as bags, bottles, straws, and packaging, exacerbates the plastic waste problem. These items are convenient but are discarded after one use, contributing significantly to the accumulation of plastic waste. Marine pollution. India's coastal areas are particularly affected by plastic waste. Rivers and other water bodies act as conduits for plastic waste to reach the oceans, resulting in marine pollution. This pollution harms marine life, ecosystem health, and can even have economic impacts on coastal communities reliant on fishing and tourism. Health impacts. Improper plastic waste disposal and the burning of plastic can release harmful chemicals and toxins, leading to adverse health effects for communities living near waste disposal sites or engaged in informal recycling activities. What are government initiatives related to plastic waste management? National Dashboard on Elimination of Single-Use Plastic and Plastic Waste Management. Plastic Waste Management Amendment Rules, 2022. Project REPLAN. Way Forward. Extended Producer Responsibility. EPR India should invest in waste management policies like EPR, which holds producers responsible for the end-of-life disposal of their plastic products and promotes circular economy. Waste-to-energy plants. There is a need to invest in waste-to-energy plants that use advanced technologies like plasma gasification or anaerobic digestion to convert non-recyclable plastic waste into energy. These plants can help reduce the dependence on fossil fuels and generate electricity while managing plastic waste effectively. The Ministry of Environment, Forests, and Climate Change has indicated that India has the capacity to process 14.2 million tons of plastic waste annually, which accounts for 71% of all primary plastic produced. Designing alternatives, identifying plastic items that can be replaced with non-plastic, recyclable, or biodegradable materials is the first step. Find alternatives to single-use plastics and reusable design goods by working with product designers. Promoting the use of biodegradable plastics that are manufactured to be broken down by ultraviolet radiation and heat more quickly than regular plastics. Supporting the UN Treaty to End Plastic Pollution. India's role in addressing plastic pollution is crucial. The country was among the first to propose a global ban on single-use plastics in 2019. The UN Treaty to End Plastic Pollution represents an opportunity for global action against plastic pollution and should be promoted. UPSC Civil Services Exam, Previous Year Questions, PYQ. Cell-free DNA. Why in news? A notable advancement in medical science has emerged in recent years through the discovery of cell-free deoxyribonucleic acid, cfDNA, carrying significant implications for disease detection, diagnosis, and treatment. cfDNA stands poised to reshape the entire landscape of medical science. What is cell-free DNA, cfDNA? About cfDNA refers to fragments of DNA that exist outside of cells, specifically in various body fluids. Unlike the majority of DNA which is enclosed within cells, scientists have been aware of cfDNA since 1948, but only in the last 2 decades have they figured out what to do with it. cfDNA is released into the extracellular environment under different circumstances, including cell death or other cellular processes. These cfDNA fragments contain genetic information and can offer insights into a person's health status, potential diseases, and genetic variations. Applications: non-invasive prenatal testing, NIPT. Cell-free DNA serves as a valuable tool for screening chromosomal abnormalities in developing fetuses, such as Down syndrome. NIPT replaces invasive procedures such as amniocentesis, minimizing risks for both expectant mothers and fetuses. Analysis of cfDNA in maternal blood provides crucial information about the fetus's genetic health. Early cancer detection. Identifying cancers at their initial stages for prompt treatment. The Gemini test utilizes cfDNA sequencing to detect lung cancer with high accuracy. Combining cfDNA analysis with existing methods enhances overall cancer detection. Monitoring organ transplants. Donor-derived cfDNA offers a promising approach to monitor the health and acceptance of transplanted organs. Fluctuations in cfDNA levels can indicate organ rejection or acceptance before other markers become evident. Early detection of rejection allows for timely intervention and improved outcomes in organ transplantation. Neurological disorder biomarkers. Investigating cfDNA's potential as a biomarker for neurological disorders. Aiding in the diagnosis and monitoring of conditions like Alzheimer's disease, neuronal tumors, and stroke. Metabolic disorder insights. Exploring cfDNA's role as a biomarker for metabolic disorders. Detection and management of conditions such as type 2 diabetes and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Advancing disease research. Researchers use cfDNA analysis to study disease mechanisms, monitor treatment effectiveness, and gain insights into disease pathways. The versatility of cfDNA applications contributes to a deeper understanding of complex diseases and their underlying genetic factors. UPSC Civil Services Examination, Previous Year Questions, PYQs. Prelims.